A rare letdown by the Braves bullpen allowed the Padres to tie last night's game in the ninth, and they won it in the 12th. And now, ready to embark on a 9-game road trip, the Braves turn to Tim Hudson. He's looking for his 10th win of the year, and that'll complete a winning homestand. It's time for your lunch break. The Braves and Padres are served up on Sports South. It's a southern steam bath in Atlanta as we get set for the third, final, and rubber game of our 3-game series at Turner Field. The first place Braves hosting the first place San Diego Padres. And all year long, Braves baseball on Sports South is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, the right stuff, and the low price. And good afternoon, everybody, wherever you might be, with Joe Simpson, Chip Carey. One got away from the Braves last night, but still a chance for a winning homestand, a winning series, and a good pitching matchup in the finale.
Well, these two teams are very evenly matched in the pitching category, that's for sure. Both teams with good starting pitching and good relief pitching. The matchup today, Clayton Richard for the San Diego Padres and Tim Hudson for the Braves, have both kind of, I wouldn't say fallen on hard times for Tim Hudson. He just had a bad start his last time out against Milwaukee, one of his worst of the year, 6 runs in 6+ innings. For Clayton Richard, his record is 7-4. And the team has won 4 of his last 5 starts. But when you look at his ERA over his last 3, you might say, well, he's catching a break, having gone 1-0 because he has not pitched well. And maybe the Braves are catching him at just the right time when he's in a down spell, so to speak. For Tim Hudson, though, the only problem with Milwaukee was that he was up with some of his pitches. He's just got to get the ball down, and he's been very good here at home.
One thing we want to see up is Tim's win total. He could win his 10th of the year for the Braves, who have a gigantic lead in the National League East. Last game on the homestand. Let's see if Tim and the Bravos can finish on a winning note. We will have the starting lineup and our first pitch from Turner Field coming right up. Two hot clubs battling on a hot day in Atlanta. It's 90 degrees at the ballpark with a heat index of over 100. As the Braves and Padres wrap up our three-game series, the series even at 1 game apiece. And Tim Hudson is just about set to go on this hot, muggy day, and I can't blame him. And Jerry Hairston will start things off for the Padres. And here's how Bud Black lines them up with his Mercedes-Benz starting 9. And this guy has had himself a terrific week. And he almost picked off Glenn Hoffman.
I mean to tell you, he had to hit the ground. Ball was chasing him a little bit too, looking right at him. Harrison got hit on the hand by a pitch last night, but I asked him before the game. He said he was fine today.
Up the middle, Martin. Good start and a ground ball out for Tim Hudson.
Tim makes his 20th start of the year. He's 35 years old, 6'1", 175 out of Columbus, Georgia. Day games, how about this? A 4-0 record, a 196 ERA. This will be his 7th day game start, and he's never lost to the Padres. He's 4-0 with a 4.14 ERA. For Hudson, his 4 keys to pitching success on this brutally hot day. Temperature supposed to get up to 95. And for a guy as thin as he is at 175 pounds, you got to hydrate, skinny boy. Keep some water flowing. And today, a little more vertical on his movement, less lateral. Some of the pitches against Milwaukee were kind of moving back to some of the right-handed hitters. Gave up a home run. Only 6 hits he allowed.
Chase Headley lines a single here in the first inning.
You're quick. Quick learner.
I learned from the master. And here's how the Braves line up behind Tim today. Matt Diaz, Melky Cabrera, and Jason Hayward from left to right. Chipper Jones, Alex Gonzalez, Martin Prado, and Troy Gloss from third to first. And David Ross will work in the series wrap-up behind the plate. Braves have done a good job on this man, Adrian Gonzalez, in the series. He doesn't have a hit yet.
No, they've done a great job. You just hope that when he does break out, it's in Pittsburgh when they're on their next stop on this trip. 0 for 9 with 5 strikeouts.
But he has had luck in his career against Tim Hudson. And now ahead in the count.
Tim's working that mound over, and he's looks a little irritated that he's got a lot of dirt caking in his spikes. Might be a little extra water on the mound today because of the heat. He keeps having to go back to that scraper and get it out of his spikes. Braves have made really good pitches on Gonzalez to the outside corner. He stands off the plate, strides in, likes to extend his arms, and he likes the ball out away from him. But they've made real good pitches to the outside corner where he's been just a little short with the swing.
And he's as deep as you can get in that left-hand batter's box.
Padres second in the league in stolen bases, but also lead the league in caught stealings. The percentage not all that great, but they will do just about anything to try to manufacture some runs.
Three balls and a strike to the only man in the Padres lineup that's in double digits in home runs. The way Bud Black lines him up, Gonzalez has 20 of their 77 as a team.
And he can hit them out to any part of the park. He actually has more hits total to left field than he does to right. Again, they've had some luck getting him to chase some balls off the plate away in the series, but now with the count 3-2, he may have. Those were times where he was behind in the count and had to guard the plate. He doesn't have to now. 3-2.
Will they run with Headley from first? No. Snap throw back, but off target. Hudson strikes out Gonzalez for the second out.
Same spot, went back to that same spot that he's been vulnerable to all series long. And on Fox Tracks, you can see that two-seamer tailing just a little off the plate, and he couldn't reach it. That actually showed that it caught the corner. David Ross had a great chance to get Headley, but the throw was just off the mark a bit.
And now Nick Hundley bats. He's the Padres catcher. And he's had a productive series with a couple of RBIs.
I think there was some eyebrows raised last night when Bobby Cox walked the light-hitting Oscar Salazar to get to Hundley before he got the game-winning hit. But I would have done the same thing, because Hundley was the last position player Buddy Black had left on his bench, and he forced Black to use him by walking Salazar. It's just unfortunate that Medlin left a changeup up over the plate. Here it is, and he raked it into the left field corner. Two-run double, and that was the difference in the 12th.
As San Diego evened up the series. They've got a nice lead in their division too. The Padres have a 4-game lead over the Giants, 4.5 games ahead of Colorado, and as we've seen in each of the games in this series, the winner of this game will end up with the best record in the National League.
If the playoffs started today, the Braves would have the second best record behind the Padres, but the wild card team would be the Giants. Is that right?
I think it's the Reds.
No, it is the Reds.
Yeah,
you're right.
The Reds are just ahead of them
at 53 and 43. So Braves would probably open up with the Cardinals, who are leading the Central Division. Oh, good pitch, just missed. Quick, efficient innings today are at a premium. The less time you spend out there pitching in this heat and can get your teammates back in the dugout, the better off your club's going to be, and a better chance you have of winning on this very hot, humid day.
Broke his bat. And Chipper on the run retires the side. Tim Hudson with a 16-pitch first inning. Bottom of our first inning, and here's Bobby Cox's Mercedes-Benz lineup. I don't know about you, partner, but Jason Hayward is Jason Hayward again.
He's feeling good. His thumb feels good. He feels real close to 100% again.
The Braves have their standard lineup out there against a left-handed pitcher, and he's a good one. Clayton Richard trying to win his 8th for San Diego today.
26 years old, 6'5", 240 out of Lafayette, Indiana. Came over in the Jake Peavy deal. His career in day games, not so good compared to Tim Hudson, a very high ERA. This guy hasn't lost a game since June 19th. He hasn't lost a road game since April 9th. Are you kidding me? Talk about a guy that's pitching in some pretty good luck, especially over his last 5 starts where his team's gone 4-1 and he's got a high ERA. His 4 keys to pitching success today: lefties give him no problem at all, and I guess you would rather be lucky the way he's been going with his high ERA and still some success.
Richard was a White Sox youngster. They got him in the deal for Jake Peavy. Is there an echo in here? Prado takes a little low. How much of his success is because of their ballpark?
I'd say quite a bit, but there's only one lefty in the lineup today, and that's Hayward. But he hasn't given up a home run to a left-handed hitter since last August. That was Prince Fielder. Nobody's hit a home run off of him this year. And in that spacious ballpark at Petco, it's tailor-made for him. He does pitch up in the zone a little bit. He's got a curveball and a changeup. The Braves beat him out there April 14th, 6-1.
But a good start as Prado works the leadoff walk, and here is the red-hot Jason Hayward.
But the Braves are not doing so good against left-handed pitching, Chip. I mean, they've seen a rash of them in this homestand. They're 16-16 on the year record-wise, but they're 14th in the league in hitting against left-handed pitching. Their team average is only .249.
Gonzalez throws on the run for 1, but not in time for the double play to first. One out for Chipper. And I think that's one stat that we'll really try to keep an eye on in the second half of the year. We know in this division the Braves will see a lot of left-handed pitching. Play 500 ball against the guys of Hamels and Moyer, who's hurt. Johan Santana. Braves are looking to do better than that.
Well, everything is kind of relative to home or road. They're 16-16 against left-handers, but they're 10-4 against left-handers at home. It coincides with their terrific home record. Day games, they're 19-11 in day games, the Braves. 13-1 at home in day games.
Chipper jumps on the first pitch. And Jason Hayward will cut the bag beautifully at second. And they're at the corners.
Man, oh man. I know Scott Hairston had to go to his right a little bit to get that base hit, but he just never even looked at Jason to try to prevent him from going first to third. And Hayward, again, with some outstanding base running, took advantage of what appeared to be a real, not lazy, but slow effort by Hairston to get to the ball.
I can't remember any base runner taking almost a 90-degree cut at the bag like Jason just did. Now Troy Gloss hits with a chance to score the game's first run.
Team's been doing that to Troy a lot. Trying to move him back off the plate some. He's been getting plunked some in the process.
Troy didn't like that.
Well, this is definitely the point guard umpiring crew. Between Mark Wegner behind the plate, Niels at third, Isonia at first.
Fly ball left center field. Will that score Hayward? Hairston the catch. It will score Hayward. A sacrifice fly and an 0-2 count. 60 RBIs and counting for Troy Gloss.
Wanted it in again. They didn't get it far enough in. Might have still been a ball. Troy got the barrel to it, though. Certainly hit it deep enough for the sac fly. Mad at himself that he didn't do more.
But Hayward scores, and now Matt Diaz, who's red hot. Having him healthy in the middle of this lineup against lefties can only improve those numbers we were talking about.
He's back to having some confidence, too, realizing that his swing works.
And Matt's good work against lefties, the subject of our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard.
Pretty select company right here against left-handed pitchers since '07. Some all-stars there above him. But very good company for Matt Diaz. He's another guy that's hard to pitch to, though. When he's going good, it's obvious that Matt likes to hit the ball to right center. I mean, he's diving into the plate a little bit. But then they try to come down and in, and he's able to drop the barrel of the bat down and in, and he's hit some home runs in this homestand because of that. 4 homers, 10 RBIs his last 10 games.
What I like about him is his ability to produce even when he gets to 2 strikes.
That's why they call him the hitting fool.
And a healthy cut there to keep the at-bat alive at 2-2. Venable drops the ball. And 2 are on with 2 out. Chipper stopped at second, and I think might have been able to make third on an error in right.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Chipper there. 2 outs, he can run on the crack of the bat. And this ball did take off on Venable and start slicing. And then he just clanked it. Usually a very sure-handed outfielder, but he messed up on that one, and it'll force Richard to throw a few more pitches. Yeah, Chipper, I guess, was just trotting in there thinking the inning was about to be over, so he needed to be running hard all the way.
2 outs now for Alex Gonzalez, the Braves shortstop, with 3 hits in the series. Looks like Mark Wegner's got a very generous inside corner.
I think in the past we've noticed that Mark's definitely a pitcher's umpire with a wide zone, and he's certainly giving that inside corner to right-handed hitters. So why not go back in there again?
Now it's 2-2. The other thing that error does, keeps the inning alive for the Braves, brings Gonzalez up in a run-scoring situation. But what's good for Tim Hudson is good for their pitcher, too. This will be his 23rd of the first inning.
Yeah, keeps Tim in the dugout just a little bit longer to cool off. You know, Escobar's gotten off to a good start with Toronto. Good for him. 8 for 17 with 2 homers. Remember, he didn't hit any homers for Atlanta.
Chipper and Diaz will be running with the pitch. And it's lined into left for a hit. Chipper around third. Hairston's throw is up the line. His first Braves RBI. And it's 2-0.
Looked like it was on a pretty good pitch, too. He didn't one-hand it, but the top hand did come off the bat here as he went down and got one just out of the reach of Cabrera. But now we know why Jason Hayward was able to go first to third on Hairston, too, because his throwing arm lacks a little bit from left field. He wasn't that deep. Darren Balsley's their pitching coach. He's out to try to get his left-hander back on track. But again, he is a guy who has really been struggling despite his one-loss record. The team has been covering up some of his mistakes.
But he can't cover up the Venable fielding error. And the Braves score twice and send David Ross into the batter's box.
And this guy's kind of a reverse of a lot of pitchers we talk about, Chip, with respect to first or second inning problems. He's a good starter. His first couple of innings for the season, his ERA is under 2. It's after that second, third time through the order that he begins to have a hard time. Ooh. Can't get his breaking ball over for a strike either.
This is exactly what the Braves wanted to do to this guy.
And exactly what they needed to do in light of what happened last night. Come out here, get a couple of runs early, and get some confidence up. Put last night behind them. Good change. David hasn't had a lot of at-bats over the last several weeks because, first of all, he had the bad hand, the sore hand. Kept him out of the lineup several times where there were opportunities. And, in fact, this is his first start in this series and only 3 at-bats in this homestand. Timing might be a little off.
Outside corner, and that'll retire the side. Braves get 2 runs off Clayton Richard, who needed 29 pitches to escape the inning. But the first Braves RBI for Alex Gonzalez makes it a 2-0 score after 1. Good start for the Braves on a hot summer afternoon in Atlanta. I want to buy that cotton candy before it melts. There's a look at Will Venable, the Padres right fielder.
His error led to the unearned run there in the first inning, but he's a guy with the bat that's driven the Braves crazy. 4 for 12 on the year with 2 homers, and in this series, it's funny, 2 walks, and he was hit by a pitch. So no official at bat.
I mean, anytime a broadcast crew calls a player or a team pesky, it somewhat comes off as a backhanded compliment. But I really think this Padre team is a pesky club in a good way. They don't play themselves out of games. They pitch well, know how to play. As Hudson starts off Venable with a strikeout. And so here we are, late July. They're up 4. Can they win the West?
Yes, absolutely they can. Great pitch with the changeup, good location. Again, some downward action on that changeup. But because of their pitching, they can last as long as they need to last. By the description of their own manager, they're a team that is opportunistic. They don't make mistakes. They play great defense, lead the league in that category. And they kind of wait for you to make a mistake or walk a guy to get a rally started, and they will one-run you to death. But it starts with their pitching. They're missing their ace right now, Matt Latos, who is on the DL with a strained rib cage or oblique muscle from trying to squelch a sneeze.
One ball, 2 strikes now to Scott Hairston.
I mean, Adrian Gonzalez is a bona fide star in the National League, but to me, when you look at a lot of the rest of their players, it's not that they have a team full of utility guys, but they are versatile. Jerry Hairston Jr. can play anywhere on the infield or outfield.
Hairston hits it to straightaway center.
But a good versatile ball club in that they know how to play. They can bunt, they can hit and run, they can steal some bases, and that's why they are pesky.
Everett Cabrera is the Padres shortstop. And he's hovering around 200 with his batting average. And Braves Pennant Race 6-pack is on sale now. Pick any 6 Braves home games. Get $10 worth of food and beverage for free on each ticket. To order, visit Braves.com/pennant pack. Call 404-577-9100 today.
David Eckstein got hurt in the first inning of the first game of this series. Strained a calf muscle. They had to put him on the disabled list. He kind of epitomizes what this club's all about.
Alex up the middle, behind the bag, fires in time. Tim Hudson, 2 scoreless innings and a lead.
That's almost here, isn't it?
It's hard to believe it's almost college football season.
Camps will open up in a couple of weeks, 2 days. Perfect weather for it.
Melky Cabrera starts off the second, then Tim Hudson, then Martin Prado. And Venable misjudged another one. That's over his head and off the base of the wall. The sunglasses don't do a whole lot of good on the bill of the cap.
No, they don't. And I don't know if he's having trouble seeing the ball off the bat or what it is, but that was horribly misplayed. And it was not routine because it short hopped the wall, bounced out near the warning track, but it was high enough that he should have been able to get under it easily.
Now, there is some wind, and as we look high above the
hey, there you go.
High def scoreboard. It is blowing toward right. And a foul ball by Hudson.
Yeah, that's a good size breeze blowing across there. But it was almost like he was playing for a pitcher in terms of depth.
Hudson pops it up, and a diving play by Hundley for the out. Where the Tim doesn't get the bunt down.
Yeah, he's he and Lowe, two of the best bunters on the team, and very frustrating for Tim, and his reaction pretty much spelled it out as he tried to bunt a bad pitch. Nice play here by Hundley, though.
Well, a base hit by Martin, and all's forgiven. He walked his first time up. Prado now second in the league in hitting. A .320 season batting average.
Braves got all 4 runs last night in the 3rd inning, and they got shut out for the next 9 by the Padres bullpen and a couple innings by John Garland on only 6 hits. But the point was they weren't able to add on. They had a couple of opportunities to add single runs and weren't able to. And there's a lot of baseball to be played in this game. Good idea to add runs when you can.
To second, and 2 outs. So Melky 90 feet away for Jason Hayward. And let's take a look at our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot as Jason scored the first Braves run of the day.
Well, the Braves have hit the jackpot here. They didn't even have to make a trade with anybody. They just had to get everybody back off the DL. Diaz tearing it up, so's Jason since he came back, and Jurgen's 3-0 since he came back from his hamstring injury. Nate McLeod played last night, had a hit, need to get him going.
Everybody in baseball wondering if Hayward's back with his stroke. I was sold Friday night.
Yeah, and that was when I was talking to Terry Pendleton about it, and he said Jason had told him he just feels really good. Ball is really jumping off his bat again. Tuesday night he hit this rocket on that low fastball that took off. Was rising over the head of Tony Gwynn. Just a laser out there.
I think you and Ernie were talking about, he's hitting another kind of baseball right now.
Yeah. Matt Diaz wanted to make sure that the ball was okay when he got it back in, make sure it wasn't flat.
Maybe a sign of how effective the Padres feel Jason is a pitch like the one you just saw. He didn't chase. And pays a price. 3-0. A 2-out single for Hayward drives home his 47th run.
He's at 311 hitting with runners in scoring position before this at bat. And while they'd thrown him some breaking balls off the plate to try to get him to chase, and Hundley wanted that ball down, it wasn't. It was to the outer third of the plate, but Jason went out and got it. Good at bat.
And the Braves, to your point, add another run. Here's Chipper.
Weird leg kick on some of his, on that quick step to the plate, that slide step. It's almost like he picks his foot up and pauses like, oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Do you see that as a hitter, that little hitch?
Yeah, because it's almost a quick pitch. You're ready for a high leg kick, and it's not there. I mean, it's real herky-jerky here, real fast. And then there's a pause like he didn't, like he's wished he didn't have to do that. Strange, changing the look for the base runner more than anything else, not so much for the hitter.
And the stats tell us that Richard has a pretty solid pickoff move. He's picked off 5 runners this year, so you gotta pay attention to that if you're aboard. And a close play at first. Hayward just got back.
Here's the last pitch. Look how quick that one is. I mean, his knee barely bends before he starts his delivery to the plate.
And advertised the side in the second, but a 2-out hit from Jason Hayward chases home Melky Cabrera, and the Braves now lead by 3. Braves, who lead by 3 after 2. A speedy man by the name of Luis Durango leads off for the Padres.
He's all of a sudden my favorite player in the league outside of Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he can run like the wind?
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. Chipper cut in front, and then he realized even if he got to the ball, he wasn't going to have much of an opportunity to get anything on the throw, and all that did was take Gonzalez out of the play. Yeah, he can run, but I don't know. It's almost like he's playing under an assumed name, and the best he could come up with was Luis Durango.
You want to see the bandoliers and the side holsters and stuff? Here's Richard. Another infield hit for Durango, who stands at first.
Goes out of Panama City, Panama.
And so youthful looking at first base. Might be able to pay the kids admission to the theme parks.
No question.
David Ross, and the stretch by Martin Prado, who was barely able to keep his foot on the bag. Runner at second, 1 out. And country music sensation Sarah Evans will perform a free post-game concert at Turner Field. That's presented by Delta Airlines and Coca-Cola following the Braves-Giants game Saturday, August 7th.
I'll be here.
For tickets, visit Braves.com/Sarah Evans or call 800-745-3000.
Like her music.
And now to the top of the Padres order.
I believe Montgomery Gentry's coming later this summer too.
Really?
Uh-huh.
We had the Beach Boys. That was a lot of fun earlier this year. That was a sharp breaking ball, wasn't it?
Very. And it wasn't one that he was trying to trick him with by throwing it off the plate. He threw it more or less at the inside part of the plate and kind of froze him. Braves don't appear worried at all about pitching this guy inside, do they? No, they plunked him last night. Pretty good one.
Fly ball into left center. So 2 are out. And the man who hails from Rock Ridge, Chase Headley, will dig in here in the third.
Well, Luis Durango can play the part of the Waco Kid, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Padres have actually, we've been talking about them being pesky, but they've actually hit more home runs in the 5 games against Atlanta than the Braves have, 5-4.
Just makes you wonder if they're for real, and I agree with you, they are, if they can go get another bat before the deadline.
I would guess that they are looking for someone to bat behind Adrian Gonzalez and provide him a little protection.
It would seem they have pitching that they could trade for a bat. Nice luxury the Braves have too.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people out looking for help for their bullpens, but the teams that have a good bullpen aren't going to break them up. Nice. Tim's off-speed pitches against Milwaukee just a little off. They just weren't diving and sinking like we're used to seeing him this year. And he was racking up his 9 wins. Just one of those days. He and his wife Kim, one of the participants yesterday on the Christmas in July for the Braves Foundation, and the Braves wives visiting Children's Hospital, Children's Health Care of Atlanta. And Tim told me yesterday, he said, I'll probably go through 3 caps tomorrow. Here's some video of that visit yesterday at Scottish Rite. There's Kim and Tim and Homer. And Tim is really good with the kids. I'm not kidding. He and Kim just light up the room for those kids talking baseball. They see that uniform. Tim was telling all of them, be sure and watch now tomorrow.
Two balls, 2 strikes. You looked rather festive in your red shirt.
Felt like Atlanta red yesterday. It's always a great day, though. I mean, it's just so uplifting to feel like you've done something to put a smile on a kid's face that's having some tough times. Tim, of course, right away had these wagons full of toys to pass out. Tim picked a football out of there right away, took it out of the box, and was yelling for Kim to go deep, throwing her passes down the hall. She's got 3 children of her own, and Tim.
Yes.
She has to deal with.
And boy, Tim has been awfully good to start today's game. He strikes out Headley and sends this game to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Atlanta 3, San Diego nothing. Up. Troy Gloss drove home the game's first run with a sacrifice fly. That brought home Jason Hayward. Well, hit to right. Can Venable catch this one?
He's 1 for 3.
All right. And he's got the glasses on and gets a sarcastic cheer from the fans in right. And Diaz reached on a Venable error.
Padres got Clayton Richard for Jake Peavy. They also got a left-handed pitcher named Aaron Pareda, right-handed pitcher Adam Russell, and right-handed pitcher Dexter Carter. 4 pitchers for 1, and Peavy is out for the rest of the year, isn't he?
I believe so, yes.
That trade took place on the trading deadline, 31st of last year, July 31st of 2009. That was 94. That's his best fastball of the day.
Up the middle, another 2-strike hit for Diaz. How does he do that?
Well, and again, he's behind in the count, so everybody thinks, okay, we can go in on him because he's going to be trying to guard the outside part of the plate. And he does a little bit of a Brian McCann act here. They set up the target in, pulls the hands in, drops the barrel of the bat down there, bangs it right back through the middle. But the key is getting your hands inside the baseball. And he hit it hard. Had to clear his hips out of the way to get his hands through there.
So Alex Gonzalez looking for another hit and perhaps another RBI. His first as a Brave came with 2 outs in the opening inning.
Here's where Alex can be dangerous, and that is where he hits in the order. You think, okay, well, this guy might be trying to go to right field. There's an opening over there. So you try to prevent that by maybe pitching him inside, and he's so strong inside that he may hurt you and take you out.
That ball hit hard to left center field. Long run. Durango can't get there. It's off the base of the wall. Diaz around third. He's going to score. Good call, Joe. 4-0.
Two RBIs for Alex. And they did try to come in, but it wasn't in enough. Like a slider that stayed down, but it was out over the plate. Not a whole lot, unlike the ball that he hit back through the middle for the base hit his first time up. But the ball really jumps off his bat and just missed hitting it out of here.
So a 2-for-2 day for Alex. His first 2 Braves RBIs. And look at that scoreboard. Braves got 2 early, single runs in each of their last 2 at-bats.
Be greedy. Get another one here. I'll say this for Mark Wegner, the home plate umpire. He's been giving that pitch. It may be borderline to the right-handed hitters, but he's been consistent in that he's calling it.
Two balls, one strike. And David down on strikes for the second out.
He just made some really good pitches to David there. That got the call in the inside corner, got the call in the outside corner. Now David's kind of on that rocking horse about, you know, which side's he going to go to now, and you're kind of in between on your approach. And he goes down swinging.
And now they'll take the bat out of the hands of Melky Cabrera and bring up pitcher Tim Hudson.
That's all right. At the very least, it clears Tim out of the way if he doesn't get a base hit. Watch out. And allows Prado to lead off the next inning. But Tim might knock one in here.
Bud Black, the skipper of the Padres, rewarded for his fine work earlier this week with a nifty 3-year contract extension.
And he was kind of out on a plank, if you will, at the beginning of the year under new ownership and a new general manager that didn't hire him. You never know what their feelings are, and they got off to a little bit of a slow start, so you wondered if he was going to be okay. And thanks to some great pitching, good defense, and sound leadership from Bud and his staff, you get a contract extension, so well done. Good for them.
Tim will try to help himself, already leading by 4. Pretty good cut.
He's had a good year with the bat.
Tim batting .273 now. Has driven home 3 men.
And the next pitch, number 70 already for Richard.
Just what you hope to see on a hot, sticky afternoon. Outfield shortens up all the way around. Durango swings way around toward right. And Tim, diving play by Headley, and the throw to second in time. He just saved a run. Hudson hit it hard, but Chase Headley at third base robbed Hudson of a hit.
Had to lay out for it. Nice play.
Turner Field, where Tim Hudson, trying to win his 10th game of the season, has a 4-0 lead. And with Adrian Gonzalez starting the 4th for the Padres, let's take a look at our quote of the day, brought to you by Geico.
This is great. This is from Tony Gwynn Jr. He says, he reminds me of my father in terms of how he can handle the whole plate. He has a unique ability to repeat his swing. He'll hit 40 homers doing that versus my dad, who was lucky to hit 10. I kind of like the way your dad swung, Tony.
I was going to say, Tony Gwynn Jr., who will be written out of the family will after that quote. Not playing today, but you as a major league hitter know to be compared to Tony Gwynn offensively is a great compliment.
Doesn't get any better than that. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I always, in my head, I remember looking at matchups between Gwynn and the Braves Hall of Famers, Smoltz, Glavine, Maddox. And he hit those guys too. You know, he didn't just hit the guys that just got called up. He wore everybody out.
When you played the Padres, you knew you could be leading 9-0 in the 9th inning. And if they rallied, somehow, some way, you were always going to have to face Tony Gwynn in a run-scoring situation in a critical part of the game.
Exactly right. Gretchen just told me that Tony Gwynn had more career hits against Greg Maddux than any other pitcher.
Really? I think the Brave staff has Adrian thinking about the outside corner?
A little bit. 0 for 10 in the series with 6 strikeouts. Struck out 4 times last night. It's only the 4th time in his career he had done that. And they're just tantalizing him. See, they just keep going just a little bit off the plate, a little bit farther. How far can you reach, Adrian? No reason to come in. They're going to stay away.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Breaking ball was just a show me pitch.
Good battle. He'll see a 10th pitch from Hudson leading off the 4th. Popped up. Chipper in foul ground has a play. Gonzalez 0 for 11 now in the series.
He's only gotten the ball out of the infield once, Chip, in this series, and that was a fly ball to center in his 3rd at bat of game 1. Reached on an error twice, one by Prado in the 1st inning of the 1st game, and then another time on catcher's interference when his swing hit McCann's glove.
Let him take out his frustrations against the Pirates.
Exactly.
Hard hit ball to Jason in right. And 2 men are down. Time now for a money and energy saving bright idea from Georgia Power. Set your thermostat to 78 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. Go to georgiapower.com for more energy saving tips. Georgia Power is a Southern company. We hope our good friend Bob Hughes is feeling better today. Bob recovering from some surgery here in Atlanta. And Bob, all your friends here at Fox and with the Braves are thinking about you today. And can't wait to see you back at the ballpark. Venable grounds to second. And Tim Hudson has an easy time of it in the fourth. Turner Field here on Sports South, presented in beautiful high definition by our friends at H.H. Gregg. Game time temperature 90, heat index of 101 at first pitch.
It's gone up from there. Oh, good call there. You can cool yourself off and give yourself a haircut all at the same time.
Time is money. Top of the order comes up. We're not going to get any breaks from the humidity, are we? Heading down to Miami. 3 games with the Marlins coming up. And some tropical weather maybe headed that way. Martin Prado rolls out.
Martin's been a little frustrated in this homestand because he feels like he's hit the ball sharply and seems to be going right at people, and he's right. Another example of it right there.
But as always, the ever-positive Bobby Cox hollered at Prado, swing it, Prod. He made his way down the first base line. He hit the ball right on the button.
Yeah, can't guide it. Still has 7 hits in the homestand with a homer.
Big 2-out RBI for Jason Hayward last time up. That brought home the 3rd Braves run of the day.
And made him 9 for 25 on this homestand. And again, he's able to extend his hands, you know, get him out there and not have to chop his swing short trying to protect the thumb.
That ball was hit hard. At the time of the injury, that thumb problem to the casual fan sounded like, okay, so he's got a sore thumb. Big deal. But it is.
Yeah, it is a big deal. And it wasn't getting better. It was because he was playing every day and not complaining about it. It actually was getting a little worse.
But the 2 weeks off apparently has done Jason some good, and the Braves as well.
When Jason's in there, and this is not being disrespectful to anyone else that might have played right field, but when he's in there, the game speeds up. You know, everything about his game, whether it's bat speed, running the bases, his defense, throwing out a guy like he did McGee earlier in this homestand, the game just gets faster because of his abilities. It certainly is exciting. A little ammonia water on that towel before you cool off.
Chipper has a couple of hits today. His average over 250 now. And another 2-out hit in the game for the Braves. They have 3 of them.
Braves need Chipper to have a good second half. He's in a very important spot in the order in that 3-hole, of course, and they need him to hit 275 or 300 to 300, somewhere in that range in the second half out of that spot, because he's going to have a lot of RBI chances.
That's one of the real impressive things about the first half for the Braves. That Chipper wasn't really Chipper and Brian McCann wasn't really Brian, yet they were in first place. Because guys like this man had remarkable 6-8 week stretches.
Well, let's face it, if it weren't for Prado and Gloss, the offense would have been very pedestrian.
Bobby turn him loose with the lead, 3-0.
You bet. 2 outs. Let it rip.
He did. And it's into right center field for Durango. And the kid makes the play to retire the side.
Durango kid.
Trivia question.
Well, let's start the road trip today and try to be perfect.
Okay, I like it. Last Padre pitcher to win 20.
Well, maybe we could start tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a tough one to guess Johnny Damon on.
Yeah. I mean, I got to go back to Randy Jones, Dave Freisleben.
Didn't Lamar Hoyt win the Cy Young for them one year?
About Kevin Brown.
Kevin Brown, that's a good call. They went to the World Series with Kevin Brown in rotation. Hairston, Cabrera, and Durango. Tim Hudson firing a 2-hit shutout.
Only at 62 pitches.
What you would hope for. Stay hydrated. Would you call him skinny guy?
Yeah.
16, 15, 14 pitches on average?
Yeah. Excellent. 14 last inning, and 10 of them were to Gonzalez. Tim 6'1", 100 listed at 175 pounds. As the season wears on, it's hard for him to hang on to weight. But he's strong, very strong, and wiry.
And that's the third Padres hit. Hairston leads off the 5th inning.
Give Hairston credit. Last night, man, he tomahawked a high fastball from Billy Wagner to get the Padres within 1. And that's not easy to do coming off the bench cold.
It's got to be cool being able to play with your brother, too.
I think that would be so cool. A lot of fun for those two guys.
Here's Cabrera, the Padres shortstop. Nearly got hit. Did he get hit? Yes, he did.
Well, he dropped the bat and headed to first, so that was kind of good enough for Mark Wegner to believe him. There must have been some sound there, though, that other than just the ball hitting the dirt. I don't know. May have caught the front pant leg. Yeah, whipped the pant leg around.
Fifth time a Hudson pitch has hit an opponent. Now trouble afoot for San Diego. 2 on, nobody out for Durango.
Down by 4, even though it's only the 5th inning. Kind of takes away some of their steam and what they can do, chances they can take, especially with the pitcher on deck.
We talked about the Padres offense being an opportunistic one. This is one of those opportunities they really need to cash in, get back in this game. 2 on with nobody out. Got to turn it fast. And they do.
It's got to be a play just like that to get this guy. Sharply hit right at Alex. And he and Martin both knew they didn't have any time to fool around. Quick feed, quick turn, and got him by a step. The Durango kid goes down.
Even with his blazing paddle, he's doubled up. And now Richard will hit with a runner at third. And 2 outs. Amazing how quickly Gonzalez and Prado have gelled in the middle of the infield. It's almost like they've been playing together since opening day.
One of them had a funny line. Something about, we're from Venezuela. Like, duh.
Well, it's not like they're saying they were from Norcross. It's a pretty big place, isn't it?
Yeah, well, actually, Alex was the one that said it, and he only lives 10 minutes from Martin in Maracay. Eddie Perez had the best line, though, about Major League Baseball called, said you have too many Venezuelans on the team, you're getting too good.
How about Tim Hudson? First and second, nobody out, and he pitches out of it. 2 big ground ball outs, one of them a double play, and the shutout still intact. For nothing, our score as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning.
That's a big day over there. Where's it? Hoover, Alabama, just outside Birmingham. SEC Media Days. Seems to be a lot going on in the SEC right now. A lot of talk.
Yeah. Not all of it real good news.
Yeah, but a lot of it off the field stuff.
And just think about a month and a half ago how interesting the SEC meetings could have been had all that expansion talk taken place. But it should be another great football year in the SEC, the ACC. That conference Oklahoma plays in, whatever they're calling it now.
I was just going to say, all the problems the SEC might be having with off-the-field issues should come to the Big 12, where we're perfect.
Two quick strikes to Matt Diaz, speaking of perfect, on base twice in as many trips. A single and a run scored back in the 3rd. And Matty down on strikes as Hundley nearly threw that ball away.
He threw the ball away at second base, just throwing it down to second.
So the 4th strikeout for Clayton Richard brings up Alex Gonzalez.
Alex had a good day. He's 2 for 2, but our Coors Light cold hard blast shot through the hole to drive in a run, an unearned run in the 1st inning. His first RBI as a Brave, and he picked up his 2nd RBI as an Atlanta Brave with that double his last time up. Now hitting .333 with Atlanta, 8 for 24.
And now a full count. where it came from. A 3-for-3 day.
One to left center, and one right. Almost skipped off the numbers on the back of Clayton Richards' jersey. If the Braves can turn that into another run.
Bud Black pondering his lineup card as Richard approaches 100 pitches.
No one tossing in their pen yet. Interesting though, Billy Wagner was heating up in the Atlanta pen early today, just getting some work in that he really obviously something he wanted to work on.
Durango drifting back. Puts that in the holster. And 2 are out. Both Billy and Johnny Venters worked a lot on this homestand. It's a day I'm sure where both managers want to see their starters take it as deep as they can. And in the Braves' case, give those lefties some much needed rest.
Venters has worked 2 2/3 innings total in the last 2 games. Record 2 innings.
Melky to right. That's in the corner. Venable digs it out cleanly. And they're at second and third. Pair of doubles for the Braves center fielder.
Gives him 15 on the year. 6 for 19 on this homestand. And another chance for Tim Hudson to help himself. He hit the ball hard his last time up, and a great play by Headley saved a run.
How many pitchers did San Diego use last night?
He had them up for you. Aside from their starter, 6 guys out of their bullpen, plus the starter. The only guy they didn't use was Webb. Ryan Webb.
Padres brain trust may have to go into that pen down 4. And Hudson down 2 strikes.
Might have chased a bad ball there, but he had a good hack at it. Why not?
And that'll retire the side. Braves get 2 hits, strand 2 men, and we've completed 5. We've got an official game, and the Braves officially in front, trying to take 2 of 3 from San Diego this afternoon. And after our upcoming road trip, the Braves will be back in town, and we invite you to join us at the Braves Hall of Fame luncheon and induction of Tom Glavine, Friday, August 6th at the Omni Hotel at CNN Center. Tickets are going very, very quickly. Call today. Reserve your spot for what should be the largest crowd in Braves Hall of Fame history. For information, call 404-614-2310.
Carolyn, Sarah, and all the staff over there in the Hall of Fame always do a great job. And it's always a wonderful day. Hope you can join us. Doesn't look like anybody's throwing in the Padre bullpen, but it looks, as Laser Baker said, looks kind of like bullpen daycare.
Break out the Tonka trucks, the bulldozer.
Yeah, it's a little playing in the sand. There's a blue ball there that they'd been playing with, jumping and frolicking.
Isn't this about nap time too?
Oh yeah.
Right off his knuckles. 2-2.
Well, Tim's game plan today has been wonderful. His pitches, his command has been outstanding. And again, going back to yesterday, I mean, he talked a lot about how hot it was going to be today and what a tough day it was going to be.
Little flare right center, but a good jump.
Melky fools me. Does he fool you?
Yes.
Sometimes there's balls hit like that I think, well, he's not going to get to that. But he does. And he covers a lot more ground than it looks like because he gets a good jump on the ball. I mean, he had this measured really as soon as he took off. Knew he was going to get there.
Every outfielder's different. We saw him take some odd routes early in his Braves career in this park. Is this play showing that he's more comfortable playing in his home park finally?
Yeah, and seeing the ball better off the bat. I would say that plays a large part of it. Just getting used to it.
High pop by Headley. Diaz. 2 out. They are playing right to Tim's hands early in the count. Lots of easy resolutions. And Hudson 1 pitch away from 80. As we revisit our ATT Uverse trivia question, who's the last Padre pitcher to win 20 games in a year?
I'm going to go all the way back to Randy Jones.
I'll say Lamar Hoyt. I don't know why. That would be my guess.
Won the Cy Young Award. Struck out 3,000 guys that year. His 3,000th guy that year.
Adrian Gonzalez broke his bat, and that might be it is his first hit of the series. A 2-out soft single into center field.
Oh, there's just that little narrow window there. If you're going to go in, you got to go in off the plate, and that one kind of came back to the inside corner, even though he didn't get a good piece of the bat on it.
I forgot Gaylord Perry was a Padre. He pitched for so many teams.
Won the Cy Young that year.
A name that often slips through your fingers.
Yeah.
Here's Hundley.
So I think we've agreed to start our streak tomorrow.
You're the captain of the ship, buddy.
Okay. We're going to be on top of it tomorrow night. You won't want to miss. Right here on Sports South, Derek Lowe against Alex Sanabia. Is that how you say that? for
You
the
say
Marlins.
so. One good bit of news. Braves won't have to face Josh Johnson. He's pitching today. And the Marlins in a 2-2 game with Colorado.
Braves more than likely will see Steven Strasburg again, though, on Tuesday, the first game of the series next week against the Nats.
Tim Hudson is through 6 with a 4-hitter and a 4-0 lead.
Train, and we could all welcome the Coal Train action around here right now. This happened in the first inning. A clank out in right field by Will Venable that led to an unearned run. He misplayed another ball in the second inning that led to a run. Braves thank him very much. That was the Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
I'm with you, partner. Clayton Richards staying on.
There was some guy at the ballpark today that had a great poster made. It said, came all the way from Toronto for the Blue Jay reunion. And he listed Troy Gloss, Alex Gonzalez, Bobby Cox, Bud Black, and he had a couple of other names on there that I couldn't make out on the sign. Eric Hensky. That was a good sign.
A little warmer here than Toronto, eh?
One would think. Although when you do the conversion, I don't know.
Off the glove. Pitcher to the bag and got him by a step. Wow. Talk about bad luck.
More tough luck for Martin. That looked like that was headed for the right field corner for sure, but Adrian Gonzalez, big guy, he's about 6'4". And it was hit so hard it waffled his glove. It made a nice recovery, and that is a tough throw to make, especially to a left-handed pitcher.
Everybody talks about Adrian's bat. Nobody talks about his glove. Only made 3 errors this year. As Hayward takes a vicious cut. And Hairston in left. Bobbled that, but held on.
Well, they're missing Blanks, who is on the disabled list and has been since May. Kyle Blanks with a bad elbow. And, of course, he's huge with 6'7" and about 280. They miss his threat with the long ball. He's a pretty good athlete for a great big guy out in left field. But he has been on the shelf since May.
Chipper slices one foul.
Where those helmets get hot. Almost every swing, a guy has to step out and take the helmet off and wipe the perspiration off.
Chipper off stride, flips one into shallow right. And a nice over-the-shoulder catch by Jerry Hairston. Retires the side. Pretty good defense by the Padres in the 6th inning. And their first 1-2-3 inning defensively on the day.
Got home, after the 12-inning game. Took a while, but getting ready to head out on the trip and go down to Florida tomorrow. Lowe and Sanabia tomorrow. Medlin and Sanchez on Saturday, and Jurgens against Happy Feller on Sunday.
No relation to Bob.
That's our Airtran Airways upcoming road schedule. No. No, the Marlins don't know who's going to work for them on Sunday.
Now, shouldn't that face that we had for the Marlins, shouldn't that be like a frown because of what Jurgens and the Braves are going to do to him?
Probably. Probably why they can't find anybody to pitch on Sunday. Well, I don't know. My back kind of hurts. My back's going to hurt on Sunday.
As Will Venable starts off the Padres' 7th. Two first-place teams played a good series here in Atlanta. Braves trying to win it outright. Take 2 out of 3 and win the season series. Braves have won 3 of the first 5 for Bobby Cox. Wrap up another winning homestand. As Hudson loses Venable to start the top of the 7th. That's Tim's first walk.
First walk. He did hit a batter back in the 5th. Last inning. To make it the 5th inning, he gave up a base hit and a hit batsman to start the inning, but got that double play to shorten it. Nobody throwing behind him in the pen.
see that after a walk down the strike zone with the first pitch to Scott Hairston.
Mets lost in extra innings last night too to the Diamondbacks. What a brutal road trip they're on.
Yeah, how about their second half start?
Ooh.
1-6 against the Giants and the Diamondbacks.
And now a 4-game set against LA in LA. Tough duty.
The Mets.
And that's spelled D-U-T-Y.
Well, maybe the other way if they don't start winning a few more games out there. In fact, with that loss, the Mets now 6.5 games back. The Phillies also lost to the Cardinals yesterday. They're 7 games back all of a sudden.
That's great if you're the Phillies to have to go to Chicago. They lost the series there. They go to St. Louis for a 4-game set, capped off by a day game in St. Louis against Adam Wainwright,
who has not lost a game at home this year.
No. Go get them Cardinals.
And they lost Jamie Moyer. And I know you've said this a lot on this homestand. Get the Phillies as far back as you can get them.
Yep. To be the champ, you got to beat the champ.
Inside corner, and Hairston is struck out.
Fourth strikeout for Tim, but his first one since the 3rd inning. And Fox Track shows you that was a perfect pitch right on the corner, both inside and at the knees. Phillies are going to get Chase Utley back. They keep saying they're going to make a deal for a frontline pitcher. The rumors have been Roy Oswalt, that they're trying to align things financially to get Roy Oswalt.
Loss will allow Hudson to catch his breath. Took it himself. 2 outs. Venable to second.
Good play. Take the easy out. Cut down on the inning. Allow a guy to get in scoring position. Big deal. You got 2 outs. And the Durango kid coming up.
He has an infield hit, and he's hitting to a double play. As you see, at last the Padres pen is busy.
That is Ryan Webb, the only guy in their pen that didn't pitch last night. But I heard today driving in a rumor that the Cardinals were also in on the Roy Oswalt sweepstakes. What a threesome that would be.
With the possibility of Brad Penny coming back.
Well, and Garcia's back. Yep. I mean, Garcia is a terrific young rookie.
And again, if you believe everything that's been written about the Oswalt situation, one of his preferences would be able to stay close to home. And St. Louis is much easier for his family to come visit from Mississippi than Philadelphia, if those are the 2 top destinations.
Well, let me ask you this real quick about St. Louis. That's your hometown, and I don't ever hear it called a small market team, but is it relative, or is it a mid-market team?
I would guess population-wise, yes. Revenues from that team, which is Cardinal crazy, I'd have to say no.
Right, and that was where I was going, because they always seem to come up with the money they need to go get a guy like they did for Holiday last year, and then sign him to a huge deal.
And they know they've got to pay the big boy at first base, Albert Pujols, next year or the year after.
But they always seem to do what they need to do, and it wouldn't surprise me to see them come up with Oswalt.
When you see Tim pound that glove with the right hand, that's a pitch he wanted to get.
Well, when you see the middle infielders kind of moving toward the dugout, too, they're already leaning. Tried to get it to back up. It just missed. Good try.
Yeah, the Cardinals in an unbelievable race with the Reds, who are also overloaded, if there is such a thing with pitching. But the Reds dropped 6 of their last 10 games. Now a game and a half behind the red hot Cardinals. That's another club we haven't seen for a while and will soon.
See the Reds at the end of this upcoming road trip, and the Cardinals come to Atlanta in September, a 4-game series beginning September 9th.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Finally got to 100, but it's here in the 7th inning.
Chopper, tough play with the glove, got him.
He's an all-star, you know. He's hitting some tough luck today, but he hasn't let that affect his defensive play, and that's a beauty.
The Ted, Tim Hudson has been outstanding, and Joe, he highlights our Blimpie game summary.
And why not? I mean, 7 innings of 4-hit shutout ball on a day when the heat index is well over 100. Clayton Richard wasn't all that bad, but he had some early troubles and some defensive lapses let him down. A couple of unearned runs. And Chipper with a couple of knocks. Alex Gonzalez with a big day. His first RBIs as an Atlanta Brave.
And so the Braves finally knock Richard out of this ball game after 6. And Ryan Webb, part of this outstanding Padres bullpen, appears in his 32nd game of the year.
They've all got high strikeout numbers too. His not as high as some of the other guys down there, but everybody close to a strikeout per inning pitched.
First one out of the chute at 94. We've talked about that all summer.
Braves touched him for a couple of runs in game 1. An inning, 3 hits, couple of walks. Really angry with himself, as I recall, on Tuesday night because he couldn't throw strikes.
Braves will try to work him over for a couple of insurance runs, already leading by 4. Don't forget the trade deadline, 9 short days away. talked about the possibility of Roy Oswalt changing places from his Houston address. The Braves already struck with their trade for Alex Gonzalez. And the team we're facing next, the Marlins, might be in seller's mode. They're 9 games back.
Well, and don't think for a second that the acquisition of Alex Gonzalez was ignored or whatever by the other teams in the division. I mean, it set the tone for everybody else to say, oh, okay, Braves have made a move to improve themselves. What are we going to do? What do we need to do to keep pace? Puts a little pressure on everybody else.
Diaz is 1 for 3 today. A single and a run scored back in the 3rd highlighted his day's work. How hard is that as a player to not think about this time of year?
It's in your mind a little bit. But unless your name is just out there every day, that the team is shopping you around, I don't know that players really think that it's going to happen to them until it does. You know, if you're a Mark Teixeira like the year he was with Texas, okay, you know something's going to happen. Maybe Oswalt too, although he's in control of his own destiny.
Right.
Mark wasn't necessarily at that time. But for everybody else, I think it's just kind of an interesting part of the season where you try to keep up on all the current events to find out whose name's out there and who your team might be interested in to make it better.
'96.
Yeah. This guy's an interesting story. He was with the A's, Brian Webb, and was traded from the A's to the Padres with 2 other pitchers for Scott Hairston. And then Scott Hairston was reacquired by the Padres along with this young outfielder Aaron Cunningham that they're so high on in exchange for Kevin Kuzminoff. So the Padres liked Scott Hairston enough they wanted him back. When that deal went down, I was a little surprised because I thought Kuzminoff was going to be their 3rd baseman for years. But Headley was the guy that changed all that.
I can't remember what Kuzminoff's offensive numbers were, but there wasn't anybody better defensively than he last year, was there?
No. Terrific. I don't think he won the Gold Glove, but he should have.
And Diaz another good at bat. A 1-out walk. And Alex Gonzalez will try to continue his perfect day today. Not only has he been perfect this afternoon, but he's got a very nice offensive run working.
Yeah, going back to last night, a single, a triple, a single, double, and single. 5 straight hits his last 5 at bats dating back to last night.
And Nate McLouth will pinch run at first base. So a little more speed out there in this 7th inning.
And if you're going to make a defensive change in the bottom half of the inning, go ahead and put the faster runner out there. It's too bad for Matt Diaz, though, because he worked hard to earn his 6th walk of the year.
Well, that's
6 out of 120 plate appearances.
Bobby might be mad at him. He wants him to hit, not walk. We are, of course, kidding about that. Well, it's good to see both Nate back and Diaz back off the disabled list. A letter high strike.
Good business fan special crowd here today. A lot of kids from the camps here. The school buses were lined up for 2 blocks practically, unloading the kids with their colorful shirts at the park today.
McLeod is running. Pitch chopped toward third and under the glove of Hendley. Hairston got to it fast, and Nate cannot advance to third. But a 4-for-4 day for Gonzalez and 6 consecutive hits.
At first I was upset to see Alex swing because Nate got such a huge jump, but the results were wonderful. And because Nate was running straight into second base, he had a big turn around second and didn't feel comfortable trying to get to third base. Probably a wise choice there.
Second 4-hit game for Gonzalez this year, 8 in his career, Gretchen tells us. Now Ross a chance to add to the lead.
Florida got a run late, beat Colorado 3-2. That game started, I think, at noon Eastern time.
Liner into the right field corner. McLeod will score. Alex will be stopped. It's an RBI double for David Ross. And the walk from Webb is cashed in to the 5th Braves run.
Yeah, and again, that's what was upsetting Webb a couple of nights ago, is that he wasn't throwing enough strikes. This will lift the spirits of David Ross, again, who hasn't been playing much, partly because of injury over the last couple of weeks. But a good, solid swing to the opposite field, and gives the Braves an insurance run.
They'll take the bat out of the hands of Melky Cabrera, even with pinch hitter Eric Hinsky in the on-deck circle. So Webb, who's had control trouble, has had some in this 7th inning. And we'll see if he will be allowed to face Hinsky with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Tim Hudson. 7 innings of 4-hit shutout ball on an impressively hot day.
And I loved your point earlier about keeping your pitch counts per inning to a minimum. And the trouble that Tim has had from time to time with lots of walks was never a question today.
No, it wasn't. And he didn't walk a batter to the leadoff man in the 7th. The only inning where the first 2 guys reached, or he was in any kind of trouble, if you want to call it that, was the 5th. First and second, nobody out, and he got a double play to take care of that. And Tim Hudson is our Toyota Tundra hardest working player for his efforts today. 4 strikeouts to go with his 1 walk and the 4 hits allowed.
So 1 in, 3 on, 1 out, and a 5-0 lead for Eric Hinsky.
I love Eric coming off the bench and hacking the way he does. No matter what the situation, he is up there pinch hitting. He's cutting it loose.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, baby. 94, bring it. I got a 94 swing for you.
We've seen that.
Yep. Good hard slider there. Maybe the best pitch he's thrown this inning.
I think this part of the Braves team is one that hasn't gotten enough credit, and that's the bench. With our it's Conrad or Infante or Hinsky or Ross and others, don't misunderstand.
Yeah.
Every single one of those guys has had a chance to be a hero numerous occasions this year.
We had a note last night, 16 last at bat wins from 11 different people. That's remarkable.
A very painful RBI. I'm not sure if he's laughing or if he's hurting.
Well, I know he's hurting. And he's still hurting. Thought he was out of danger when he kind of jackknifed a little bit, but he didn't move his foot and right on the instep. And that'll get some attention from Jeff Porter because Eric's still hurting. It was a slider, but around 85, 86 miles an hour. And Bobby Cox wants to know what's going on out there.
He's not going to be able to continue. Hinsky hit by a pitch, chases home Alex Gonzalez with the 6th Atlanta run. And Chris Medlin will grab a helmet and pinch run. Now the top of the order is up in Martin Prado. If anybody could use some luck today, this would be the guy. Prado's hit the ball right on the button 3 times, and the Padres have robbed him of a hit twice.
Martin's up over 40 RBIs, mostly out of the leadoff spot. And a 6-game hitting streak on the line.
No balls, 2 strikes. Prado's second to Rafael Furcal of the Dodgers in the National League batting race.
You know, Rafi just got in there because he didn't have enough at bats to qualify. He'd been on the disabled list. There's considerably fewer at bats than Martin.
Little flare. Venable, though, got an excellent jump. And Jason Hayward, with the bases loaded, will hit.
Got to remember who's in trouble here. Even in a 6-0 game, threw him a slider. That was not what he was looking for, and no reason to even offer at that pitch.
That one even sharper.
That's the one he was trying to make to Hinsky and buried it too far down and in.
can't recall another team, Joe, playing Hayward this much as a pull hitter in the outfield. Look at where Durango is.
Yeah, he's trying to get the umpire's attention at second base, Dale Scott, because he can't see home plate, but he can't get anybody's attention to get him to move, so it takes him more out of position, more into right center. When he wanted to be positioned right in there and have a line to home plate, something like that, but he's had to move over here because he can't see. He can't see the ball to the plate, so he's actually out of position because he can't or has not tried real hard to get the umpire's attention, who will move if you ask him to.
And now Hundley will talk. Let's see if Durango shouts at the infield, trying to get Dale Scott to move.
Well, remember, he's just a kid. Just got called up, maybe a little reluctant to ask a major league umpire to scoot over for him.
If Jason can get those arms extended and hit one to left center, he'll run forever.
We can dance in the streets. Big pitch here for Webb.
And it's chopped over the mound. Tough play. Not in time. An infield hit for Hayward. That scores Ross. It's 7-0.
Jerry Hairston did all he could. He made a good play, charging the ball, throws on the run. But that big jet running down the line beat it out. And I love Jason after he crosses first. It's like he had the flaps down, trying to come in for a landing. Calling safe.
I mean, even the skipper, Bobby Cox, was umpiring on that play from his perch in the dugout. You don't think the skipper's into this game too? Look closely.
Over there in the corner, yeah, he is.
So a 2 RBI day for Hayward. As Chipper takes a shot in the left field corner, foul and out of play.
Tran, all-time home run leaders, Major League history. Chipper at 38, one behind Juan Gonzalez.
And closing in on Andre Dawson, whom I'm supposing we'll miss when we're in Florida. Hall of Fame coming up.
Right.
His induction. I believe Doug Harvey's going in.
John Miller.
John Miller won the Ford Frick, and Whitey Herzog, I believe, is headed to the Hall too.
Braves scored, as I said, 2 runs off Webb 2 nights ago on 3 hits and 2 walks. One of those was intentional. They have 2 runs today on 2 hits, 2 walks. One was intentional. He also hit a batter. This guy's throwing 95. He's got an 86-mile-an-hour slider, but it just shows you that if you're not pitching with that, if you're just throwing and you're behind in the count a lot, these guys will wear you out.
And when you're wild, you're not going to get close pitches. And now the merry-go-round will start. Bases loaded, 3-2.
There are a lot of reasons I like to see Chipper hit a gapper here. Mostly so we could watch Jason Hayward run from first. That and, of course, Chris Medlin.
Chris had better be careful. Those short strides, Hayward might catch him. Melky Cabrera, the third Braves runner, at third base. Diving play again at third. High throw, bad throw. And this normally rock-solid Padre defense has collapsed in the heat of Atlanta today.
That's a good description, Chip, because they don't make mistakes like this. This is a team that's played solid baseball to get them into first place. They don't have extended innings because of mistakes like this. Great stop by Headley, but a bad throw extends the inning and gets Webb out of the game.
So Webb and Atlanta don't seem to agree. And Bobby Cox making sure Chipper's all right.
He might be a little dizzy.
And he will come out of the ball game as Atlanta takes an 8-0 lead. They credit Chipper with an infield hit.
Wow.
And give him an RBI as well as the Padres deep into their bullpen. And Edward Mujica is on to bail out Webb, who had all kinds of trouble again today.
Boy, what a generous call for Chipper. Oh, who's still in the game? Thought he was coming out, but not so. He just needed some refreshments.
Yes, don't we all? 3-hit day for Chipper. A 4-hit day for Alex Gonzalez. Jason Hayward, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Melky Cabrera, 2 doubles, 2 walks, 2 runs. So from top to bottom, Braves offense clicking. And again to third. Headley gets his man. And the Braves tack on 4 more. Braves in command, leading 8-0. MVP 10-game plan today. Pick any 10 games for just $16 a game. You'll get prime seats in the lower outfield pavilion. They're regularly priced at $24 to $28. And you'll get a Brian McCann jersey t-shirt. That's a savings of up to 47%. To order, visit Braves.com/McCann or call 404-577-9100. Defensively, the Braves have Nate McLouth in center field now. Melky Cabrera moves to left. Chipper Jones does come out of the game for Omar Infante. And Mike Dunn represents our AT&T call to the bullpen. 7 shutout innings from Braves starter Tim Hudson today.
I tell you, Mike Dunn came in a tough spot last night with the game on the line in the 10th inning. Tie game, and he was able to get Matt Stairs a little tapper out in front of the plate. A tough pinch hitter.
So Aaron Cunningham, who just checked in, will start for San Diego. I would assume, Joe, these are real important outs for Mike to get. We know about the virus that sidelined Eric O'Flaherty. We also know that Johnny Vetters will have his suspension appeal heard on Tuesday. And once that appeal is heard, if it's knocked down, he has to start serving it immediately.
Right away.
So both of those guys could be absent from the Braves in that Washington series.
When is Eric eligible to come back? Do we know that?
I thought I read Tuesday. But according to...
That timing might work out great if he's able to go then.
Exactly. But if he's been as sick as it sounds like he's been, you have to wonder just how strong he would be. As Dunn walks Cunningham on 4 pitches to start the 8th inning.
He'll be eligible to come off on the 25th. That's Sunday or Monday.
So the first game back would be Tuesday, I guess. Would he?
Yeah, I mean,
would the 15th day be Sunday? The
Sunday,
end of that day?
Yes.
So yeah, his first game could be Tuesday.
Well, if he's able to pitch, that might work out pretty good for the Braves bullpen if he's strong enough to pitch when Venters has to go on his adventure.
Here's Jerry Hairston, 0 for 3.
The thing with Dunn that we heard about him in spring training, great arm. Terrific part of the deal that sent Vasquez to New York, Javi Vasquez, and the control issues sometimes cropped up. And both David Ross with a trip to the mound and now Roger McDowell trying to get him back on track right away. 8-0. Fire strikes.
Joe mentioned Florida was victorious earlier today. They knocked off the Rockies. That's where we head next. Braves are hoping not to have to head to the bullpen anytime soon, even though Peter's warming up.
Try something different. Miss with fastballs. Try another one.
Eight pitches, 8 balls, and 2 are on with nobody out.
His first appearances for Atlanta came against Milwaukee earlier in this homestand. First outing on the 16th, he walked a batter in 1 inning of work, struck out 2. Next outing against Milwaukee, 2/3 of an inning, gave up a walk and 2 hits with no runs. And as I said, just 1/3 of an inning last night in a tough spot when he got stairs. 9-0. Slider. Tried something different. Got it in there for a strike.
Chase Headley made him throw a strike, and he did. Now a lefty joins Peter Moylan in the Braves' pen.
I didn't want to have to get Venners up again.
There you go.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Now he's zeroed in. The Phillies and Cardinals game scoreless through 5. Cole Hamels against Adam Wainwright. Trying to salvage one.
What do you think the temperature is on the field in St. Louis today?
I know it's hot. I can't imagine that from a humidity standpoint it's a whole lot worse than it is here today, but it's got to be mid-90s.
Double play chance, but dropped. And they're first and third with one man out. Hairston forced at second. Cunningham at third. Headley is at first.
Did Headley do him a favor? Yeah, that ball was not a strike. But Martin in his haste couldn't hang on to the transfer.
$26,450, the announced crowd at the ballpark.
At 30,000 on Tuesday night, 30,600, 30,039 last night. They had, I think somebody said the Braves had 7,000 walk-up last night. Tremendous, and a real, like today, fans that were really into it.
As we say, there's always room on the bandwagon.
You bet.
And this is the last chance for fans to see the Braves in person until the calendar flips to August. And done. 3 balls, no strikes.
This might be the last chance for Mike Dunn to stay in this game if he can't throw a strike to Gonzalez.
Three walks and 1 out, and Dunn is. 19 pitches, only 4 strikes for Mike today. Atlanta 8, San Diego nothing. Today's Toyota Tacoma play of the game.
This is a beauty off the bat of Louis Durango. Little chopper in between hop. Martin only had one play, and that was to scoop it over to Troy Glaus for the inning-ending out. Outstanding play by the All-Star.
Never get tired of saying that, do you?
No.
All-Star.
No, I don't.
And our AT&T call to the bullpen features one of Bobby Cox's ground ball specialists when he's right. Peter Moylan, 51st game of the year.
Worked 2/3 of an inning last night in the extra inning affair. So didn't have to throw a lot of pitches. Gave up a hit, but also and a walk, but didn't give up any runs. And you're right, a ground ball here would be mighty nice. Just to get out of the inning.
There's the ground ball. Gonzalez. Oh, nice glove flip. Double play.
That's the way it's done. Come in, throw 2 pitches, get out of the inning. Hopefully the young pitcher learned a little something. Everybody can learn a little something from the fancy glove work.
8th inning. And how about this little flip to end the Padres 8th?
Nice little backhanded flip. Got the Braves out of that inning after all the walks. Looks like the Padres have made some more defensive changes in their outfield. Well, that was pretty. Tony Gwynn is in center field. We may have a new right fielder, too.
There's Tony. Cunningham will move from left to right. So that means there's a new left fielder, too.
Maybe to Northfield. Get it squared away.
And so to the bottom of the 8th we go. And Nate McLouth, who came on as a pinch runner an inning ago, will go to work first. And Oscar Salazar is in at second. That's the other defensive switch. So Bud Black getting his regulars out of this ball game, or at least some of them, after 7.5 muggy innings. Will Venable has replaced Adrian Gonzalez at first base.
Musical positions.
And that Venable for Gonzalez was one many thought might have taken place in spring training. If the Padres started slowly, maybe they would have traded Adrian.
Well, the Braves did a great job of containing Adrian Gonzalez in this series. He'll finish up 1 for 12.
And this matchup of two National League Titans. Braves in command, trying to take 2 out of 3. McLouth hits it high in the air to left center. And Gwynn puts the squeeze on that. Fans register now to win a $500 shopping spree at the Braves Clubhouse store at CNN Center. The sweepstakes run through August, so register today. For complete contest rules, visit the Braves Clubhouse store at CNN Center. No purchase necessary.
How about a 5-hit day? Wouldn't that be nice?
He's never had one of those.
No.
So with a 4 for 4 start this afternoon, Alex is now 7 for 13 in this series. And like his Braves mates, will head down to Florida, where he once played with the Marlins. Popped up.
Boy, that almost got done, Sutton.
Did he have the glove up?
It was just above him, just a little bit out of play.
And Mujica can say something no other Padre can say. I was the man able to retire Alex Gonzalez. What a day. 2 out. A good day behind the plate for David Ross, and rewarded for his work with Tim Hudson with a run-scored double. And Salazar at second, and that's the last of the Mujica we will see in 2010.
Love it.
8-0 to go to the 9th. homestand with a flourish. It's been a beautiful game from start to finish for the Braves today. And it all started, Joe, with Tim Hudson setting the tone.
He did, and even though he gave up a hit in the first inning, got through that just fine, only threw 17 pitches, 12 pitches the next inning. He never had a real stressful inning. Thankfully, had some defense played behind him that was good, but kept everything under control all day long. Braves scored 2 in the first. Got a little help from the Padres defense, or lack of it. But that was a great sign in the first inning. Come back after getting shut out for 9 innings last night.
So Moylan stays in. Venable starts off the 9th.
I still think this Padres team will be heard from at the end of the season because of their pitching. They have good arms. They got power arms.
Venable off stride. And a good start from Moylan in the 9th.
They got a left-hander Thatcher that's hard to hit. And he's a specialist come in to get left-handed hitters out. But they do need another bat. That would certainly enhance their chances.
Should be a great race in the West. Giants 4 back. Colorado, with their loss, 5 back, at least for the moment.
Good news on Eric Hinsky. He had x-rays on his left foot. They were negative, just a bruise, and he is day to day.
Hairston pops this one up left side. Omar gives it a look. Really a 4-team race in the West. Can't count out the Dodgers. They're 6 back. Rockies hanging in there with all their injuries. We'll see Colorado next month in Coors Field.
They should have Tulowitzki back by then, or they hope to.
He's started his rehab work now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Braves taking care of business. Always good to post that first score and put pressure on the Mets and the Phillies.
Sure.
The 2 teams chasing them. They know they have to win or they'll fall even farther back. Braves with a commanding lead of 6.5 games over New York, the biggest lead of any division leader in baseball.
Mets tonight at LA. Takahashi for the Mets and Kuroda for the Dodgers. Matchup of a couple of former Japanese stars that are now pitching in the big leagues.
Still no score in St. Louis, where the Phillies and Cardinals are battling at Busch. That was Hamels and Wainwright, you said?
Yeah. I want to say Wainwright's 10-0 at home. Is that possible?
It is. What a difference a year makes.
How about this? 57 days in first place this year compared to the last 4 seasons of only 41 total.
One more out to get. In that Cardinals game, the billing of Hamels and Wainwright, the starters are living up to it. Cole Hamels has a 1-hitter through 6. But they don't have a run either. And Everett Cabrera, the final hope for the Padres. Line to left. Melky's got it, and the Braves take 2 out of 3. What a way to finish this series with the San Diego Padres. The Braves combine on a 4-hit shutout, take over the top spot in the National League as far as the record is concerned, and hit the road with another win, Joe.
Great effort by everybody today, but especially from Alex Gonzalez, who tied his career high with 4 hits and picked up his first RBIs as an Atlanta Brave. A single, solid single in the first inning, brought Chipper in, then a long double to center, brought in another one. That came in the 3rd inning, and then he had singles in the 5th, another single in the 7th, scored a run, drove in 2. Quite a day for him, 4 for 5. He's our Home Depot player of the game. And for the Braves, that's their 4th team shutout of the year.
Great way to end the season series with the Padres. Great way to end the homestand. An 8-0 shutout of the Padres. And we invite you to join us tomorrow night. The Braves begin their 9-game road trip against the Marlins. We start it with Braves Live at 6:30 Eastern. For Joe Simpson and our crew, Chip Carey, we leave you with today's Final Take.